Well, hello. We are live. Emma Ansah here, coming to you from the cold Ontario, Canada. And it's pretty cold here. It's pretty cold. I'm wearing red because I'm still in defiance of winter that has cometh early, and I am not happy about it. So wearing bright colors just makes me feel better. So red is the color of the day. Thank you so much for joining me on this live. And of course, we're going to talk about another very important topic. But while we wait for people to join, I just want to ask first, I want to thank all that have downloaded the African Diaspora News Channel app. Really appreciate the support. We absolutely acknowledge and, like I said, really appreciate the support. Those who have not downloaded the app yet, it's a must. It's an absolute must. You must head over to the African Diaspora News Channel app at your Google or Apple store if you're a Google or what is it? Android or an iPhone. I'm an iOS user. Anyhow, it's there. Just look up African Diaspora News and you will see the app there. Download it. You'll have access to content that you will not see here and also stuff you see here as well. But the best part is it's all by us, for us, and we can report without having to worry about being censored. Okay, so make sure you download that app. Make sure. And today's topic, the folks. I like to refer to them as snow roaches, snow citizens, the translucent group, avalanche avengers, 8.5 by 11s. I have a bunch of names. In any event, these brothers were minding their brilliant Black business at a community reading group, in a community library. It was a reading group. And the folks pulled up with a big old Confederate flag and they were chanting something. Anyway, let's just take a look at it and we'll talk about it further. It's very short, so pay attention and you'll see them.
Hey guys. What's the problem? Why are you interrupting it? I'm standing right here. I'm not getting knocked out.
Let's just play it one more time.
Hey guys. What's the problem? Why are you interrupting it? I'm standing right here. I'm not getting knocked out.
I just, honestly, I find these groups of people to be just it's comical at this point. It is clownish. The thought and the idea that these people keep going around, and here's the other thing, always masked. Always masked. You never ever see their face. Hey, Mudani, exactly. Mudani says racist whites are so stupid, dubbed for views. Listen, it's beyond reproach to me because you get up, you put masks on, you go marching around carrying a big flag. And here's the thing, these brothers, as I said in the beginning, are minding their brilliant Black business. They've got a reading group. They get together. They are doing wonderful things. Knowledge is power. They're reading. I'm sure they're reading really good books. They're communing. They're discussing. They are building their brilliance and their intelligence. Meanwhile, these people who, as I said, it's the snow roaches, right? Anyhow, to me, who lack self-worth, you can't possibly have self-worth if you are deciding that this is what you're going to do. That's the first thing. Secondly, how do you even know they're there? How do you even know these Black men are there? You must be scoping us out, which again speaks to this level of obsession, this twisted thick obsession with us that you are constantly watching, okay? And then you see them there and you're like, oh, let me go put some masks on and let me just show up. And I, for the life of me, cannot even understand what the heck they're chanting, but it's just all so comical to me. And, all of this stems from, just like I said, a sense of lack of self-worth, lack of identity. They have no sense of identity. They're filled with nothing but fear, because if they were not fearful, why are they covering their faces? Why you got masks on? Why don't you come and chant with your whole face, with your whole chest, so we can all see you, right? But they don't do that. Always in masks. You don't know what they look like. You know, it's envy, it's jealousy. They lack culture. They lack all of those things, right? And we, on the other hand, we know who we are. We know how brilliant we are. We know how excellent we are. We know where we come from, and we are proud of who we are. They, on the other hand, are the antithesis of that. And that's why they just can't deal. They cannot deal. They can't handle the fact that we are the powerful, chosen, the first, everything will be the last. And it just gets their goat so badly. Anyhow, let's read some of the comments here. Hi, family. Pray all's well with each of you. Hi, LA. Everything's good over here in this cold, cold, cold country. Where are the riverboat brothers at? I don't see anybody. They'll just assume it was dubbed over. Well, you can see them, but they're behind the glass of the library, and they're wearing these weird masks, and then they're just there, and they have a massive Confederate flag, but due to YouTube guidelines, we have to blur the flag out, but it was massive. And they're just standing there. They look like they're about, maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, something like that. Ryan says, we don't have to wonder what happened to all the Black Wall Streets. You can see what happened to them. This is a prime example of what happened to them. Why are they always bothering us? We're not bothering them. This is what I say. We are minding our business. This is a wonderful group that gets together to read probably very important educational material, and it just bothers them. But again, I say, how do you know they're there? How do you know they're there? Unless it's the obsession of it all, right? And it's just giving major obsession with Black people. I know, I'm sorry you couldn't really see it, but they're there. It's just, maybe try, like, just watch it back a couple times and you'll see that they're literally there behind the glass. Marshada says they're weak, incompetent, mediocre, ignorant, and illiterate. Exactly. And Light says they clearly feel very insecure about their intelligence or class. Those insecurities and fears triggers the weirdest and most irrational behaviors. Yeah, part of that is that great replacement theory they have in their mind, right? Hey, Demetra, hey, girl. It was blurred out due to the signs and the flags that they were carrying. Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying. Thanks, Lady D. You can't really see it because, for the reasons that we can't show it. But even if you wanted to just to go search, you could just pull up something like white supremacists show up at community library where men's reading group, and you'll be able to see it better. Crystal McQueen says them masks can't beat pepper spray for bears. Devoid of the sun, people play aggressor until some real ones show up. Then they hide behind the law and claim victims. Exactly. They are always so curious about who we are, what we do. I guess their so-called culture is really empty. There's no culture. They have none. Was wondering what they are afraid of if they are soon superior. See, and that's the thing. They know they're not. They know. It's lack of self-worth. It is lack of self-esteem. It's all of those things. Because think of it. We're not doing that. We're good with ourselves. We're not going around showing up at anything they have going on, chanting and marching around. We don't need to. We are very secure in our skin. We're very secure with who we are and what we are. It is them. So, hey, Demetrius, somebody wants to know if you're going live today. Crystal McQueen is asking. She already did. Go back and watch it. It's a good one. Watch everybody's. Was wondering what they're afraid of. Oh, yeah. So I read that one. The West is not free at all. That's embarrassing in this day and age. They are like aliens watching civilization, us, and trying to understand exactly. They're like, I can't figure these people out. All I know is I am afraid of them. They hate us, but they can't stay away from us. Exactly. That's why I'm saying it's that twisted, that twisted obsession. It's like, I have to see you, but I don't want to see you. I love you and I hate you. I love your culture, but I don't want you to be the ones. I love all of your inventions, but I don't want it. I want to be the ones that invented it. It's that weird thing they got going on. And it's so bizarre to me. They mad about us reading. I wonder what was the book. Yeah, it might have been something. It might have been something about them, right? Hi, shalom, Michael. Crystal McQueen says wrong content creator. Watching the South Africa, do you guys know of PASITA, Pan-Africanist School of Economics, Technology, and Culture? I don't, but I'm going to go check that out. Hi, RPMJ. I'm doing well. Thank you. I hope everything is good with you. Hi, Hunter. I'm good. I hope everything is good. Sheila, hi, Sheila. Sheila says they are jealous people, period. Exactly. Jealous, envious, fearful, all of those things. But you know what, family? This kind of thing is also happening in Canada. Okay. And I reported on it a while back. There's a group called the Second Sons. And I guess they call themselves the Second Sons because I guess under this general by the name of Sir Isaac Brock, they were called the First Sons, and they fought the American invasion in Canada. And even though the Americans were outnumbering the Canadians, by leading with Isaac Brock, they ended up defeating the Americans. So they love Isaac Brock. They love to, channel Isaac Brock. And then they're always like, oh, he's the best. And they salute him. In any event, they went marching around a park in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario. And here's what they were saying. And once again, always masked. But take a look at this.
All my sons! Canada first! Lead fight back! Today, meanwhile, selfish multi-millionaire career politicians and do-nothing bureaucrats cower, hide, and pander to alien fifth columns while Canada is being pillaged, raped, and burned. Our children face an uncertain and dangerous future. Our reputation and our dignity are in tatters. How can politicians be the kind of leader Canadians deserve? Leaders like Isaac Brock, when they cannot even tell you what a Canadian is. The honor of this name was won on battlefields like Queenston Heights, Capyong, and Vimy Ridge. Paid for in the blood of our irreplaceable sons. Now we are told that name belongs to anyone and everyone who comes here. Our family name, simply by the material reality of where their feet happen to be planted. Madness! That name, the Canadian, used to mean something. And by the grace of Almighty God, it will again. We, the loyal sons of this nation, are not defeated. We are unbroken. We are unafraid. And we are not going to go home because we are home. Canada first. Canada always. Canadians to the bitter end. All my sons! All my sons! Canada first!
Lead fight back!
Canada first!
Lead fight back!
Canada first!
Lead fight back!
I will do everything in my power to these people to death.
Oh my gosh, it's like comic relief to me. So as I said, these people are called the Second Sons, and as you can see, they're all masked, but the ringleader, his name is Jeremy Mackenzie, and he is unafraid. You know, he has no problem. He goes around with Nazi salutes and all that other stuff. And as you can hear, he is just ginning up his people, and they are in the forest. They're in gyms, and some of them are MMA fighters, and they're preparing for combat. And they're doing drills where they're carrying bodies out, and they're just prepared to take Canada back, which, by the way, is not their country, but they feel like it is. And this is what they're going around doing. They're also going around holding mass deportation signs, and they've just had it with all of the immigrants that are here. They feel like Canada's no longer theirs. And again, it's just this weird and twisted obsession, because we're minding our Black business. And you see, there were some South Asian people that were walking by and looking at them, and everybody's just minding our business, and they are just, this is what I think. I feel like they don't know who they are, but the one thing they do know about themselves is they know how to be good antagonizers, and they know how to be anti-Black racists. That they know. That's the one thing they're unashamed about. But yeah, so this is another example of what's going on here in Canada as well. So oftentimes people are saying that the Canadians that are doing this, these white, we call them white extremists and whatever. They have so many names. But in any event, a lot of them are influenced by Donald Trump, apparently. And they feel like, our politicians here, like the Liberal Party, have allowed so many immigrants in, and they're responsible for what's going on in this country, and they are prepared for a race war, or at least they're preparing themselves for a race war, which is hilarious to me when I see this. Lavelle says, why waste good energy? Why? Inquisitor 10 says, oh, Canada. Yes, oh, Canada. And then I'm going to add A, because, we say that a lot in Canada. They live for our reactions, responses to their behavior. It gives them meaning to live. I'm telling you, I don't feel like they have any sense of identity unless they're being an antagonizer. And I'm not suggesting all of them are like this, but I'll tell you what, the vast majority of them are. A lot of them hide it. But at some point in life, it comes out. You do get to see it. Marsha, Caroline, how you doing, Marsha? You said, as an African American educator of Black children, I'm wondering, when will we Black women collectively demand that these stale pails will get out of our Black schools? They are evil and toxic. And more importantly, when will we decide to get our own schools and lock them and shut them out and separate from them? That's what we need to do, because as far as them getting out, well, there's a reason why I call them snow roaches. You can't get rid of them. They're everywhere. They're just everywhere. And then, when the heat hits them, or when you turn the lights on and shine it on them, what do roaches do? They scatter, they take off, they hide, they run. That's them. I don't pay attention to people like this. These are always the leaders who are loud and outspoken, then find out they were child molesters and abusers, deceiving the other illiterates. Well, yeah, there's that. There's that. It's like they're fighting the air. B1, yep. Robert C. B1, Black first, yep. They're fighting amongst themselves. Black people are minding their business and not thinking about them or nobody else. Exactly. We're so busy resting, building our communities, building ourselves, taking care of our families, our kids, educating ourselves, living our best lives. And they're over there mad, big mad, chanting around. This is why the sun hates them. I'm telling you, right? But the sun hates them, but they love to lay out and try to be brown like us, right? And if they can't lay out because of whatever pigment DNA they have, then they go spray tan and do things like that, and just so that they can have some sort of melanin to them, right? Lita Boyd says that they're energy suckers. Marshada says facts. Um, what do proud conservative blacks think about the Trump Epstein case? Hey, that's a whole other topic for a whole other day. Okay. And I would love to get into that. But yeah, that's a good question. What do we think about it? I think a lot. I have a lot of thoughts about that one, but stay tuned. Oh no, not the seasoned food. Hate us but can't leave us alone. Exactly. They just literally cannot leave us alone. And Corey says they're selling liquid melatonin. Oh, Bruce West says we all need to be vigilant and careful at all times. I do agree with that though, because for me, the fact that they cover their faces, they do that for a reason. One, I think it's out of just being cowardice. That's the first thing. And then secondly, is they really don't want you to see who they are. So that if they do intend on acting out things, then they can go ahead and do it. And you have no idea. I say this often. It could be somebody that you're walking next to in the street. It could be somebody you're sitting next to on public transit or in a public space somewhere, in the grocery store or whatever. So you do have to exercise, vigilance when it comes to that. You gotta keep your head on the swivel and make sure you're looking around, you're aware of your surroundings. And just, we as women, especially Black women, we have to, it has to be a next level of vigilance, because we are targeted big time. So, we do definitely, I agree with that. We definitely have to really, really beware of those kinds of things. Corey says, Jamal says we should have our own security. Yeah, I agree. If we can afford it, and we can do it, have your own security, learn self-defense, all of those things. Corey says melanin. Exactly. Rick says FBA. Corey is laughing. They sell melanin injections. Yes, they do. There's a woman who was taking those injections and she to get black, and I think her name is Martina Big. Look her up, Martina Big. She got injections, and apparently the reaction of her body made her to be very, very dark in complexion. And she's been, trying for years to be a Black person. So yeah, look her up, Martina Big. They do sell injections. That is true. Rick Jake says Tariq Nasheed. Child of God says that group is intelligence services. Those videos are produced like those who produced those ISIS videos. I do believe that there are some people that are involved that are in law enforcement. And actually, there was an officer that's worked out of Hamilton, Ontario, who was suspended because he was a part of it and he was encouraging it. He was online sending out tweets and all of that stuff. So yeah, listen, that's my whole point, is you don't know who they are, and what walk they are. But the other thing is, there's a bill that's being passed here called the C9 bill, and that's to target people who incite hate, whether online or offline. And so people like this, you would think, would fit under that umbrella, right? And the fine is up to $50,000 and up to 2 years in jail if you're charged with it. Yet these people are walking around. And for some reason, they never seem to be able to find them, or they show up and they've already left. It was too late to get to them. They all scattered, and we're still trying to figure out where they are. The leader doesn't hide his face. So what's up, law enforcement? What's up? But I'll be talking about that C9 bill a little later on this next week. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, it's very, very, very suspicious. Yes, beware, they are serious. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Peace. Well, we would like peace, but they feel like for whatever reason their peace is being interrupted by our brilliance. Our Black brilliance, that is. Thank you, sis, for what you're doing. We love it. Oh, you're most welcome. I love it too. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, you're talking about Martina Big looks horrible. It doesn't look natural at all. It really doesn't look natural. Intimidated. Yeah, they are. They are intimidated by us. Could be a doctor, lawyer, politician hiding their face under those masks. That's the whole thing. So this is the highest state of mind they can rise to. There must be something better they can do with their time. We are moving on and we have ran out of fear, and I hope they get the memo soon. Well, I mean, look, they're in the forest, they're punching each other out, they're training for combat. They obviously feel like they need to do all of that to even try to step to us. I feel like they need to go watch the Alabama brawl or maybe the Cincinnati brawl, and maybe they'll understand that. Don't get it twisted and think that Black people in Canada are soft, because we're not. But, maybe they need to go watch that just to get a sense of how Black people really get down. And that includes the ones here, as I said. Atimo says they cover their faces because they or someone in their family, parents, spouses, or even them are in high profile public positions and they know the attention it brings. Law enforcement is usually leading the group, the Confederate when we're pigs. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me if some of these people are in these positions, because we already know. I mean, look what happens with a lot of law enforcement officers and how they treat Black men and Black people when they pull them over. So, and as I said, there is a Black officer. Actually, he's not, sorry, excuse me, he's not Black. He is a Latino officer who was suspended because he is a part of that group and they found out. So that's just what, if there's one, there's more than one. So they just haven't been found out. So yeah, I agree. They're covering their face. And I feel like part of it is just they're cowards as well. Every time we have something of our own, they come in and destroy it. Look at our history. Yep. Yep. Because they're bothered. They're bothered. They're insecure. They're afraid. They're jealous. They're envious. So the KKK still exists in America. Well, this is Canada and America. And yes, it definitely still exists here. It sure does. They just, it's just not as blatant like it used to be back in the day. They're not walking around with pointy hats and their white robes and stuff. But they do seize the opportunity to do it over Halloween. But they definitely exist here in Canada. Always has, always will. Oh yeah, they're going to get let go free, but all my responses will be targeted by this bill. Hate crime bill should be done, not this. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying, but I think I have an idea. Blacks need land bill like Native Americans. Yep. Yep. We need everything, including reparations. Okay. For hard work back in the day, for braving the pressure of gravity to build foundation of America. Yep, most in Canada is soft because of Drake. I'm just saying. Yeah, please don't link just Drake to Canada. Please do not. We are a melting pot here. We've got Black people from all over Africa, Caribbean, homegrown, born and raised here, Black people in parts of Canada like Nova Scotia, British Columbia, all of the provinces. Don't get it twisted. We are not soft at all, and we will always be ready. We fought these fools in the apartheid years in South Africa and Zambia and Namibia, and that is true. And the fight's not going to end. The fight's not going to end. Look up the picture of the Secretary of Defense. He's covered in white supremacist tattoos. No surprise. There goes my plans to move to Canada. Oh, let me talk to you, Lita. Don't do it. Do not do it. Do not move here. Don't do it. See, and that's a lot. See, a lot of Americans think that, Canada is just so nice and everybody's so nice here and everybody's so warm and accepting and we all hold hands, sing kumbaya and skip down a garden path. Excuse me. That's just not our reality, okay? It's not. It's not our reality. So don't move here. Stay where you are. Trust me. The grass is not greener here. Light says, yeah, Drake is a jelly. Won't be moving there. Please don't. Shan wants to know how things are going in Canada. Well, it's cold, it's snowy, and the anti-black racism continues. Take care, Emma and Chad. I have to get ready to start my day. Okay, RPMG, thanks so much for coming. Thanks for joining. Talk to me, girl. I will talk to you, Lita. I will tell you. Just keep watching my content. I'm covering a lot that goes on here in Canada, so just keep watching. That should be enough to tell you, do not move here. Don't do it. Ronald Green says brilliance and stupidity doesn't mix. Wherever we go, we will build. It's part of our DNA. We have civilized the Euro 3 times in history. Exactly. Hi, Gloria. Thanks for joining. It's never too late. So this was some really, really good information, huh? So I just wanted to show that we see it going on in America. It goes on here in Canada too. And it's going to continue to go on. And now that we're coming up to the holidays, this is when they love to go to the malls as well. And they'll be carrying these mass deportation signs. And let me just be the first to say, I agree. I am not happy with the Liberal Party and what they have done with letting immigration run amok. And stay tuned, because I'll be talking about the tens of thousands of immigrations that have gone missing in this country. But that's coming up on another segment. But in as it relates to the number of immigrants that have come in, and primarily the South Asian community, I agree with the onslaught for sure. But these people here are, they're not only targeting they're targeting Black people, they're targeting even Jewish people. They feel like the snow citizens, are the only ones that belong in this country. So in that regard, they are absolutely clownish and ridiculous. They forgot about deacons for self-defense. You lived here for 25 years straight, and it's not as peachy as it seems. Exactly. Thank you, Mudani. I'm trying my best, and I will keep it up. We'll keep on coming, keep on reporting. We got to be careful with the robots. AI, I think you meant, right? Yeah. I like Blacks that glorify respect, going higher, and self-worth. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Hollywood Jews are responsible for glorifying white women to a degree where it's ridiculous. Yeah, but you know what? They also were altering their look. So, they can be glorified and considered to be the standard of beauty, but they are doing all kinds of alterations so that they can get to that standard. And what's that standard that they're trying to get to? Hello? How do they come? They come here by boats. White supremacists know no borders. Yeah, because they feel like they're supreme, and they're not. The snow roaches should be deported. Exactly. And that's the thing. They're talking about it's their country, when the country is the indigenous people's country. Okay? And that's the bottom line. It's not their country. If any group of people should be marching around saying take Canada back, it should be the indigenous people. And that Jeremy McKenzie mentioned that the immigrants have come in and they've robbed and pillaged and burned. Excuse me, it is them that did that, not the immigrants. Now, granted, there are some that are doing some shady stuff, but I digress. So yeah, honestly, it's just silly. It's clownish. It's comical. As I said, it makes me laugh. But I really wanted to share it with y'all to say Canada is doing it too. Supremacy is not the answer. It's segregation as an option. That's what I'm saying. But when we do that, what's going to happen. They're going to be bothered by that too. Because anytime that I do something and I say, I even label Black owned or, Black led or, Black dominated, they're always like, why does everything have to be about race? We're all brothers and sisters here. They get so bothered. If I say Black owned business, they're bothered by that too. And it's like, why are you bothered? You want us to be gone, so what's your problem? So do you see what I mean about this weird and twisted obsession with them? It's just really ridiculous. But here's what I have to say in closing. Just leave us alone. We're good. We're minding our black business. We're minding our black brilliance. We're building, we're focusing on our community. We're doing what we all do so wonderfully on this platform, which is exposing them. And that's what we're doing. So why are you so concerned? You shouldn't be. Just carry on with your life and don't worry about us. Don't worry about your country. Your country's good. Ah, boy. Lies is the basis of their message. Exactly. They want Black people seen but not heard. They always find a way to blame others for what they did. Oh, yeah. Gaslighting is their forte. They gaslight, they deflect, all of that stuff. That's their MO. Oh, Shan says, I like that, calling them snow roaches. Well, I mean, just look up the definition of a roach and how they move and operate. And, they hide and all of those things and they scatter and they kind of multiply. They're everywhere. They're hard to get rid of, all of that stuff. They're offensive. They're annoying. All of that. That's it. That's them. But anyhow, family, thank you so much for spending 36 minutes of your time with me. I greatly appreciate it. I'll be back again tomorrow. And, I'm just going to say again to please, 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 please download the African Diaspora News Channel app from your Google or Apple store. Also subscribe to this channel, share, like, give it a good thumbs up and watch what everybody else is bringing to the table. Everybody here is just beautiful and glorious and brilliant and just bringing the news from all across the diaspora. So please support everybody. This platform is for us. It truly is. So make sure you download the African Diaspora News Channel app, and I shall see you tomorrow wearing bright colors again, defying the snow in fall in Canada. So until then, please be safe, everyone, and I shall see you tomorrow.